He all set up. Yep. Filming it. Yep.
No, I never seen him actually hit the record button, but I'm sure he knows how to do that.
It's a little more relaxing than we're actually. I know we're late now, we've missed it. So.
Nah. Kevin, looking shit.
There's always something. The only thing I'm missing now is I don't know how good the audio is.
Welcome along to the Oriam, Scotland's National Performance Centre for this afternoon's Queen's Park Shield final. This year contested by the University of Stirling and Edinburgh Napier University. Sorry that we've joined the match a little bit late. We're about 5-6 minutes through into the first half as Stirling have an opportunity early on. Still goalless here in Edinburgh. Big opportunity for Finn Moffat there. 26 goals this season, 6 assists. You would have banked on him to make more of an opportunity. Now a chance for Stirling again, who of course have been in this final 4 years in a row now. Just winning at once out of those last 3 opportunities. That was a couple of years ago. Different opposition for them this year, having come up against Heriot-Watt in the last 3 finals. So a bit of background on these two teams. Stirling reaching the final, having beat Aberdeen in the semis, Glasgow in the quarters, Glasgow Cali in the last 16. Napier pulled off a couple of big upsets on their way to the final. Beat Holders. 2-1 massive result there. Quarterfinals beat Dundee by 5 goals to 1. Back here for service. Service knocks it right from where it's playing. Where's playing will come forward into left back position here for Ewan Walker. Ewan Walker line for Jack Hodge. Walker knocks it. Finn Moffat. Right for the cross into the box. Head on it. Flung off the crossbar. Over the top. Referee's the one in the corner. To swing the ball back into the box again. Make sure I it back now.
Ultimate event in the calendar for us, so for the men's football it should be a good contest. Stirling, very good side, playing Bucks Prem, and with Edinburgh Napier having a good season, winning Bucks Conference Cup back in March, so really looking forward to this one.
A lot of effort, a lot of work has gone into putting on an event like this. Can you just try and explain your own role within the organisation and what goes into putting on a real event like this?
I won't claim any credit. That's not mine. Big shout out to Chris Purdy, Sean, Triple S, the wider Triple S team getting today organised. It's a power of work and a very busy calendar with every other sport for Triple S getting organised. So hats off to them. But we've got quite a few past, present students helping out with today. Some of the dev group, myself and comms. So looking forward to today and good representation from volunteers in the game as well.
Here's Moffat, Finn Moffat, clips one to the back post looking for service again. Stirling have undoubtedly started the better of the two sides so far. You would expect that. Play a couple of divisions above in Bucks football. This is actually the first year out of the last 5 where Stirling were not crowned Bucks Premier North champions, finishing second. Still strong campaign across the board, doing well in the Lone League as always. Now looking to try and get their hands on some silverware for the first time this season. It'll be Louis Holmes to take the throw and sends it down the line. Jack Hodge is going to get his hand on it. Harris Spratt smacks it clear. You might notice, Angus, that Harris Spratt on the right wing for Edinburgh Napier is a bigger lad for a winger, should you say. Can you guess which position he previously played?
If I was a betting man, I'm going to say he was in sticks, goalkeeper.
He was indeed. He was a very talented goalkeeper. Ex-Pro Youth Hearts goalkeeper, actually signed a professional contract there. He was a pro for 2 years. Now he's decided that he wants to play his university football as a winger. So interested to see how he gets on this right flank for Napier as Stirling come forward again. Here's Vonk. Thomas Vonk goes from the edge of the box, just drags it wide of the post. Harris Miller to take the goal kick for Napier. Louis Holmes gets his head and sends it forward. Louis Holmes, one of the older players on the pitch this afternoon, had already completed an undergraduate degree at the University of Strathclyde. Graduated there 3 or 4 years ago now. Finds himself at Napier doing a postgrad in real estate management. Here's Walker. Ian Walker's had a bright start to this one. Thomas Vonk sent forward by Malcolm. The referee will bring it back for a free kick. About 15 minutes into the first half, still goalless here at the Oriam. Angus, what have you made of the opening exchanges?
Stirling definitely having the better of the chances, having a couple opportunities very close to that left post. I'd seen from behind it was very close to actually going in, but a good save from Napier's number one. Stirling will look just to kind of control the game, but I know after seeing the Bucks Conference Cup final with Napier, they do kind of like to strike fear in the better sides, as we might have seen in the semi-final against Heriot-Watt. So it just does take that one opportunity for them to strike, but Stirling very comfortable here, kind of camped in Napier's half.
Lovely touch from Hodge, goes back to Blaney. Blaney's looking for Moffat at that back post. Well cleared by Napier. Angus, you've had the chance to watch the national team this week as well.
Yes, they had a very good performance against Ireland on Monday. I mean, Ireland, hats off to them. Excellence on and off the pitch. They're very organised and they've got a very good programme. Previously playing against the Irish Defence Forces and across abroad in France, playing them as well. They had won both their games, I think 3-0. So the contest on Monday was very, very good. Maybe a bit nervy coming into the last 20 minutes. A good opportunity to score from Abertay's, Ewan White, but unfortunately finished goalless. But a good contest and a good snapshot of the national squad.
Some boys in this Stirling starting 11 today involved in the national team as well.
Yeah, I mean, rightly so. They're some of the best players in the country, so they deserve to get their recognition and get capped, so to speak, for the national squad. I mean, we've got Isaiah and Ben Heal on the bench for Stirling today, who played out their socks on Monday. I don't think I've seen a player more possessed than Ben was on Monday, so it's fair that he's getting a wee break for today.
Might see those two introduced into the fold in the second period. Of course, just played on Monday, so manager Chris Geddes managing their minutes this afternoon.
There was an appearance from most of the Edinburgh Napier players as well in the stands, scouting ahead of today. So
I see.
I'll see if they've done their homework today.
I'm sure after the season that Napier have had, there'll be a few boys here hoping to try and be involved in the Scotland setup next campaign. Here's Walker again. Ewan Walker. Bright start from left back. Sends it into the box. Ahead from Vonk. And cleared away by Napier. Walker with the long throw. Spratt heads away. Danger still not cleared. Referee gets some early stick.
I was looking confused. He was almost blaming the Napier player to run into him.
We don't want any controversy this year after
there was
a red card in the game last year. Perhaps.
I hear Marcus has gone for a campaign in diving, is he?
There's Jay Burns. Burns looking to try and make something happen. Good defending from Sam Curry. Curry will have his work cut out for him in that left back position. Burns will be a problem. There's nice intricate players. Finn Moffat is dispossessed in the edge of the box now. Napier can try and come clear. Good driving run from Ewan Walker, looking for the run of Finn Moffat. Miller well out to stop any potential danger.
I think this big pitch is going to suit Stirling quite well. You can see them, they're already moving the ball around, and Napier's a very strong side, as they were against Aberdeen in the final, but the pace of Stirling might be the undoing. They can get it from one side to the other fairly quickly, and just anytime Napier's trying to build out, they haven't got that out ball to kind of give them a bit of relief, so it seems they're a wee bit camped and stuck trying to go long.
And such a strong university side over the years, University of Stirling particularly, in the Chris Geddes era. They like this competition, don't they, Angus? They've been in the final 4 years in a row now. As I mentioned, just a 1 win out of those, looking to try and make that 2. I think they'll be quite glad, with all due respect to Napier, that they don't have to face Heriot-Watt again. They seem to cause them some problems in this competition, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to speak on behalf of Heriot-Watt. They love this competition as well. They know the prestige, legacy that comes with the competition, so they're always up for it. And it's going up against Stirling, you couldn't be going up against a better side. Final last year was good. Final before that. It's good to see a bit of variety.
Malcolm comes forward for Finn Moffat, goes round the goalkeeper, could have an opening goal, and Finn Moffat opens the scoring for the University of Stirling. 19 minutes on the clock. Good work from Malcolm to knock it forward. There's Finn Moffat with his 27th goal of the season, Angus.
And Napier struggling to kind of clear their lines there. Keeper coming out with a header, missed header. Just shows that Stirling, they will punish any given opportunity to them, and they've been unfortunate with the first 2 kind of going down that left side, but past the keeper and makes a nice easy goal for them to get on the score sheet first.
Where did Napier go from here? How do they now approach this? Because I'm sure, obviously going a goal behind is not going to be in the plan, but I think the coach would just want to try and keep it at 0-0 for as long as possible, try and frustrate Stirling, but going a goal down so early, they're going to have to try and come out and play.
Yeah, they haven't really shown the kind of character they had in the final against Aberdeen as such. They've kind of, I think maybe they expect Stirling to be the good side that they are and sit back, but Napier kind of have to take the game to them. That's what they did with Aberdeen, that if they sit back they'll end up making errors like they did, but they need to kind of
find a chance here. Lovely work as Napier trying to get forward, good defending from Lewis, playing in strong goalkeeping. Napier bench looking for a penalty there. I think that would be
wishful thinking, I think.
It'd be rather soft, wouldn't it? You look at that burst of pace from Brodie Watt though, Angus. We were speaking about Stirling having a lot of the ball, a bit more possession. If they're going to be camped in, if they've got the asset of the pace of Watt up front, as we've seen in flashes already, that could be the difference. Here's Spratt now. Harris Spratt trying use his physicality to burst forward, but he's intercepted. Lewis Blaine. Good strong challenge from Blaine again. Blaine's been a really good start to this match as James Malcolm picks out Jay Burns. Great pass from Malcolm. Burns goes front post and cleared out that front post by Matthew Sankey.
I think that's something Napier need to keep trying, like taking territory when they're on the ball, give themselves a bit of gain territory as well going forward, but then actually give you a chance for your defence and your midfield to get a bit of breathing space, because if it's always going forward and back, they're just going to be knackered, and then that's when Stirling start just running away with the game. I mean, good. That's probably their first maybe real chance that they've got into the opposition's box, but it's just a case of running and taking the ball forward, which I think they might need to do a bit more of.
Here's Burns. Burns going to go from the edge of the area. Well defended. Now an opportunity for Napier to try and counter. Here's Brodie Watt. Seen his pace so far. He's going to try and take Alex Jeans a run. Brodie Watt, 10 goals this season. An interesting number of freshers involved in this Napier setup, Angus. I've had a difficult few seasons the last few years, and seem to have had a big transition period. If you look at their results at the start of the Bucks campaign, maybe not as they would have hoped. End up finishing fourth in Tier 2, but you see the second half of the year they've been really, really strong, haven't they?
Yeah, I know from over the last couple of years that Napier's kind of going through a bit of a transition. Their club itself is kind of, I think they've reduced the amount of teams they've got, so their playing structure's gone a bit, let's say, leaner, relying on a lot more freshers coming in, not so much of the senior boys kind of hanging around. But they've been a good side this half the season, which is kind of like a bit of a juxtaposition when you look at their performance in the cups in comparison to the league. Aberdeen winning that league, so but they've done a very good season to get to the Scottish Cup and the Bucks Conference Cup, so hats off to them. The limitations of being stuck in a tier where it might necessarily limit your ability to play up.
You'd imagine they'd be one of the favourites to earn promotion from Tier 2 next season, you would think, no?
Yeah, I mean they're a strong side. The Napier programme's pretty good when they've got the sports courses that kind of funnel that, and yeah, the promotion getting up the leagues is kind of going to be essential for them going forward. Cup runs are good, but when you've got teams 1s and 2s kind of stuck in or stalled in the mid-tables of the Bucks leagues, you kind of want them to be playing as high as they can. And I mean, they've obviously been chasing the game a little bit here today, but their season so far probably suggests they've got the capacity and ability to play against the bigger boys. So fingers crossed they can get themselves promoted. Yeah, a lot of these boys are going to be here for a while as well. 5 freshers in the starting 11, and another couple on the bench too. Quite impressive to have so many young boys playing. Stirling, to be fair as well, we've got to speak about their side too. Chris Geddes has had to deal with a lot of change every year, as you would expect as a university manager. But I think this year in particular, there's been quite the turnover in players since last year. But with such a strong 20s programme, it doesn't seem to have bothered them the slightest, does it? Yeah, I mean, it's good that they've got such a regenerative kind of programme to support their one squad and all the rest of the club as well. Because unfortunately, most clubs in Scotland will have 3 years of having a really good squad just based on like the lifespan of a student at university. And I think that's seen as well. Like Heriot-Watt had a very good squad for the last 3 Queen's Park Shields, but the vast majority of their senior players are all gone. Losing captain Ethan Kerr, and after seeing them play against St Andrews this season, they played well, but they are a fairly young team. So I think sometimes you just fall unlucky when you've got graduates in the squad that are very good, and then you just need to backfill. So we might see them come through next season, but it might be Napier's golden era.
Here's Spratt. Harris Spratt knocks it back for Louis Holmes. Holmes just searching for Watt there. Unable to get anything of it. Interested to see Iestyn Harris play today. Number 6 for Napier, centre midfield player. He's actually got some appearances in Scottish League 1 for Edinburgh City. Made his debut in December 2023. No longer with the club, but some of the beauty of student football, isn't it? You get quite a number of guys that play in the leagues that, well, works both ways actually. Some guys that go on to play in the leagues, as we've seen this season. We'll get into that a little further into the game, but you get some guys who maybe made some appearances when they're younger, can play uni football, and really helps.
Scottish student football programme is a good kind of pathway, especially at the higher end of it, to make sure that if you're coming in from the youth academies, as you've said, you've got very good players on the pitch. The vast majority of Stirling boys will be playing the Lowland fixtures as well. But outside of that, you've got boys that are playing East of Scotland, West of Scotland, even up to the professional pyramid as well. So it's good to see that they can come through, hone their skills and develop as players.
Good challenge from Leo Rataj. I think Rataj and Sankey have looked decent as a centre-half pairing for Napier so far. Lewis Blaney getting forward from centre-back. There's Ben Moloshkin into his final year now. Seen him a few times in this final. Same goes for Jake Service. I believe Jake Service may have played in all 4 of the last Queen's Park Shield finals. Now, captain.
I think it's players like that kind of make a difference in games like these, because they'll know what's on the line. I'll do a shout out to Ethan Kerr, skip for Heriot-Watt last year. He'd played in a
It was
fair
emotional,
few
wasn't it, at the end?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen a man limp faster back onto the pitch after full time, but folk like that have been playing in the Queen's Park Shield finals over the years will just know what's on the line, and I think that'll give Stirling a bit of the edge. If it ends up somehow level, you need to chase a game and get it sealed off before the end of 90 minutes. I think it's players like that will make the difference, inspire them, and if it ends up going the distance as well, that's where you kind of need that spark of motivation.
And these guys understand just how important this is. Of course, it's a historic trophy. Shield was first donated in 1921 by Queen's Park to the Scottish Amateur Football Association. It was originally contested by the 4 ancient universities of Scotland, those being Edinburgh, Glasgow, St Andrews and Aberdeen for a while. Now there's an opportunity. Here's Lewis Blaney at the back post. Blaney, it's cleared off the line by Sankey. Blaney's got forward a few times, almost getting a goal to add to his impressive performance thus far. But Napier survive. Here's Ness. Ness tries to turn but is dispossessed by Walker. Sam Curry over the throw for Napier on the far side. Blaney just hooks forward looking for Vonk. Now Rataj will find Holmes. Holmes knocks it up the line for Spratt. Good ball from Holmes as Spratt tries to find Brody Watt. Better move that time from Angus. From Angus? Sorry.
I'm trying my best here.
from Napier, Angus, sorry.
Yeah, I think it's working for them, getting the ball moving. Like, if they slow the play down, they need to spread it. I mean, it's good ball out from the right back.
They've been better the last 5 minutes, haven't they?
Yeah. I mean, I was saying they need to take territory and give themselves a chance. Finding Harris on the wing there. It's a good first ball in. It's just a shame that Napier, obviously, lone man in the box and it bounces off him. But if it's a way to deal with Stirling, then I think they've got to try it.
There's Sam Curry, left back. Just given away there as the referee gets in the ways. Stirling can benefit from the advantage. It's sent forward looking for Thomas Vonk. Here's Voloshkin for Blaney. Just Walker's touch just can't keep it in as Blaney's pass is slightly ahead of him. If you're just joining us, we're 31 minutes into the 2025 Queen's Park Shield final between Edinburgh Napier University and the University of Stirling. Stirling leading by a goal to nil. Goal came after 19 minutes from Finn Muffet. Has had a Spratt just careless in possession. Burns can find Muffet, who's drifted over to this right hand side a number of times. Back to Burns. Goes out for the corner, but Muffet looks a real danger, doesn't he, Angus?
Yeah, I think Harris giving the ball away there in the centre of the park. A bit kind of, I mean, pressure around them, but there's the shouts on the right wing from Napier to kind of get them out, and Napier start inviting or giving away possession, and then like they've gone from the middle of the park now to defending a corner, it's going to be a long day for Napier. But yeah, good move from Stirling here, and I'll see if they can capitalise on a corner here.
Yeah, it'll be Walker to stand over the corner, since the front post well cleared. Well, I thought it was clear, just headed up into the air by Spratt, and that'll be another corner. No, referee's awarded a goal kick. There's Rataj. Good pass from Rataj. Spratt looks to try and turn on his first touch, but Vloshkin does ever so well just to read it and knock it back. There's Alex Jeans. Rataj heads away. Good defending, good work from Sam Curry. Sam Curry at left back. Angus, Napier player, is actually a former teammate of mine.
Ooh.
Can you guess the connection? Can you try and work it out?
Logically, I would go Strathclyde, but
no.
I give up. I'll be stuck for a while.
Sam Curry and I both played for the Scotland under-21 futsal team at a tournament in Spain.
Oh, aye.
Sam was quite the player off plays right ala in futsal, the equivalent of a right midfielder or right winger. Very talented futsal player as well as a talented footballer.
Seeing more and more players kind of transition across at university as well, from playing football into futsal. I think there's a lot of enjoyment they can get out of that, and I think the format kind of supports that.
So Sam was actually representing the under-17s and the under-21s in the same tournament, so he was considerably younger than guys like myself in that squad. Scored an absolute screaming against the USA as well. Seems to be doing well at university too. Second year football coaching student. 6 assists from left back this year.
He was a key player in the final against Aberdeen. Most of the football was going down that left side, so it makes sense that that's a format that Napier look to use and have used this season.
Here's Thomas Vonk, the Dutchman, dispossessed by Rataj. We've got a corner count going for Stirling. I think that must be double figures soon, no?
Close to it, and close to it. I think Napier are going to probably just see this first half out and defend, and then try. I don't know. Don't know what they've got to rethink, but second half is going to be quite key for them if it stays 1-0.
Delivery had nice shape on it. Just over the top, perhaps the wind took it a little further than hoped. So Curry goes back to Sankey. Sankey looks in midfield for Cairns. Cairns keeps it neat. Here's Rataj. Holmes. Good press from Stirling, and now Blaney will take possession, sends it forward for Hodge. Hodge just clips it forward for Moffat. Moffat with another chance, just lifts it over the goalkeeper. Good save from Miller. Finn Moffat looks a real danger in behind. Could have had a hat-trick already, Angus.
Yeah, going down that left side has been very good. It's just keepers for Napier. Miller's been playing very well and keeping Napier into this game. They come again.
There's another nice pass from Hodge to find Moffat. Back from Malcolm. Will eventually be cleared by Leo Rataj. Harris Spratt can hold this one up. He clips it forward now. Chance for Heriot-Watt to try and use his paces. Just a poor touch there from Eston Harris. Hodge with another diagonal pass. That one just caught in the wind as Finlay Ness can regain possession for Napier. Lovely touch. Spratt looks down the line for Watt. We know he's got a lot of pace, Heriot-Watt, but might suffer from a bit of fatigue if that's going to be Napier's continued route to goal.
Yeah,
aimless balls onto the channel. He might struggle in the second half to keep that up.
Yeah, I think he will. He was a bit isolated there and kind of the only option. Spratt kind of looking to get it out wide and down the byline, but there wasn't much of a shout from Napier on the left side there when there was 4 players stood, so they've got the numbers that go forward. It's just trying to find what they're actually doing, a bit of thinking.
Interesting career path. Heriot-Watt came through at Hibernian, spent some time in the Lowland League with Gallifreydine Rovers. Had a spell at Edinburgh City 20s as well. Clearly a very talented player for a number of years now.
Yeah, I think if Brodie gets on the ball, he kind of showcase his ability a wee bit. He's just kind of been running and running, as you said. So with a career like that, you'd like to think he's going to test this Stirling defence.
Yeah, absolutely is. Chance for Napier now to send one into the box, but Sam Curry over it. It's a good ball from Curry. It's looking for the head of Holmes. Stirling smash it clear. Really enticing delivery. Now there could be trouble as Malcolm looks to send it forward. He was trying to go for that diagonal for Moffat on for Burns rather on the far side. Curry for Sankey. Sankey looking to slide it through to Ness. Good work from Yeston Harries. Now here's Lucas Lockhart. Lucas Lockhart almost in behind for Spratt there. I was doing some research ahead of this one, and Lucas Lockhart told me that he's known as the Ginger Giant. Can you understand why? Number 8 for Napier.
Yeah, yeah, I can see it.
4 goals this season for the fresher, first year civil engineering student.
If he's giving you his nickname, he has to play up to it. He's got to impose himself on this game.
Voloshin spent 8 years in the Hamilton Accies academy. Also had a brief trial with Croatians side, Hajduk Split.
Was he playing last season?
He was indeed.
I remember that bit trivia. Yeah. I mean, fair play to him. It's good to see more and more internationally kind of not recognised, but they've had their stint across. That you see that more with the women's game, with a lot of them in America and going further afield. But fair play.
Young Kira that will be playing for St Andrews is already capped at senior international level. Bringing more of that in the women's game, but should be interesting. The last 10-15 minutes or so, Napier have slightly weathered the storm. I think coach will be pleased heading into half time, I guess.
Yeah, a bit more stability been found for Napier. I think they've kind of sussed I mean, they would have guessed, but the ability of Stirling's going to be fast, and you can see it with every time they're going down that left side. They are cutting between defenders and finding that pass through to give the attacker a chance to get a shot off on goal. But
great touch from Curry. You're right, yeah, Napier seem to have improved in the last few minutes. Just 4 minutes to go until half time now. Stirling still leading by a goal to 0. Here's Sankey.
Yeah, they have found their control. A wee bit of urgency as well, but it's just making sure that the passes are good. Like spreading the play, yeah, exactly.
Brilliant. Here's Holmes. Holmes knocks it down the line for Spratt. Harris Spratt is tackled by Lewis Blaine. To say I've been impressed with Blaine so far. Former Hamilton Accies and St Mirren youth player. His second year now, studying sports coaching and development.
Every time you read out these player descriptions, I'm thinking, where did I go wrong?
Quite a lot of players have played at a decent level on the pitch here. I think that's, coming into this one, you look at Stirling a couple of divisions above, certainly a lot more experience in their side, but when you actually look at where a lot of these Napier boys play or have played their club football. Quite a lot of them playing in the East of Scotland League.
Yeah, they've got a similar player base to those that you might see at Edinburgh College and that, and I think it's maybe just footballers naturally probably opt for college before spending 4 years in university. They just want to play. But again, the courses that they've got on option at Napier, coaching, whatever, sports science.
There's Moffat.
Does help with kind of attracting the better player base. And rightfully so. They've earned their place to be here today.
Some big upsets along the way as well. We've already spoken about that win over Heriot-Watt, but they did my boys Strathclyde as well.
Is that a bit stingy, is it?
In the early rounds.
Well, they've done both of our teams, so it's okay.
3-1, yeah.
So we're Stirling boys today, aren't we?
Hodge to stand over the corner. Great delivery from Hodge. Headed clear by Spratt again. He's a magnet to that.
Can understand why he was a goalie.
He's massive.
Yeah, he's huge.
Couple of minutes to go to half time. Jack Hodge to stand over this free kick. Another player that I've played with is Jack Hodge, one of the best young players I ever played with, actually. He spent a bit of time at Falkirk as a youngster before moving on to Hibernian. He's played in the leagues with Stennismuir, played in the Lowland League with East Stirlingshire, and now finds himself at Stirling Uni. Here's Hodge over the free kick. Great delivery, headed clear by Spratt again. Voloskin will try and get the end of it. It's going to come to Jay Burns.
Safe hands keeps.
Good save from Harris Miller. Another one of the freshers involved in this Napier side, the former Threave Rovers goalkeeper. As Holmes knocks it out the line for Harris Spratt. Spratt uses his body well. Free kick given. Into the final minute of regulation time for this first half. Looks as though Napier might try and send this one forward with such little time remaining.
Sending it along, they just need to make sure it's not coming straight back, because
it just gets caught in the window, doesn't it? Yeah, it's Curry knocks it forward. It could cause a problem for Blaney here. Well dealt with.
Well dealt with.
Yeah. Dealt with by
Cameraman.
Louis Holmes. A bit of a worry there that might have hit the camera, but I think we're okay. Here's Alex Jeans, another one who played in the final last year, as did this man, Jake Service. Lois playing back for Jake Service.
Going into half time, I think it's going to be interesting to see how. Is that our ball? Close.
And the referee does bring an end to the first 45 minutes of this 2025 Queen's Park Shield final. University of Stirling leading by a goal to nil after 19 minutes. It was Finn Moffat. Who else was it going to be? 26 goals already this season. He netted his 27th when he rounded goalkeeper Harris Miller to slot the ball in with his left foot. Napier have come back into it the last 10-15 minutes or so of this first half, but Stirling big favourites for this one, and they're showing every reason as to why they are. At half time at the Oriam, it is Stirling University 1, it's not Heriot-Watt, they're not here, Angus, you would absolutely love them to be. Edinburgh Napier now. We'll be bringing you more half-time analysis very shortly. Don't go anywhere. Well, welcome to our half-time coverage of this year's Queen's Park Shield final. Stirling University leading by a goal to nil. Napier put in a strong performance in that last 10-15 minutes. Couldn't get themselves an equaliser, but it's Stirling well in front and deserved that goal from Finn Moffat. Angus, what have you made of the first half so far?
It's been a very strong performance from Stirling. They've been very dominant going forward and making the use of their speed. Napier have been a very strong side across the season, and I think they've been maybe inviting Stirling a little bit too much. They've been getting caught going forward, but I think they're developing it in the game. They're growing and they're finding a bit more of their character. But I think Stirling's still got quite good control of the game.
What would you like to see from Napier in the second period?
Using space a bit more. As we saw it, a couple of passes kind of opening up their play and giving them a bit of relief, but they keep finding Harris-Spratt, which I think Stirling might clock on to. And if I know kids will recognise that, and you'll probably go in at half time being just snuffed. They do need to find a bit more of just that coming down this right side. So fingers crossed they can spread the play, use Sam Curry down that left side, and use the speed of the forwards up top.
Anyone in particular that's impressed you so far from either side?
Not
asking you for man of the match just
no,
yet.
No, that's
we'll do that at the end.
Harris-Spratt, he's strong, makes sense, keeper formerly, but I mean, the Stirling boys are standing out quite a bit. Service at the back is very, very good at reading the game and just making sure that Stirling are slowing the play down rather than rushing it, finding the right passes. And as they've been using the space of the pitch. It is a big pitch, so that might be where Stirling will capitalise over Napier in this.
Stirling have the lead going into the break. What do you think Chris Geddes is saying in that changing room just now? What do you think he would like to see from his side to try and raise their game again? Because we know they've got gears and levels that they can lift in the second half.
Yeah. After hearing him from the touchline,
you can hear him, that's for sure.
So I might be cheating with what my way to say, but I think Stirling do need to get the shots off. They have been very good at finding the passes in behind to come down that left side of goal, but when they've got the ball maybe about 25 yards out, 20 yards out, you heard them shouting. You just tell them to take the shot, which I do think they need to kind of test the Napier keeper. You've got Thomas Fonk, who's had a fair few chances and has taken the shots, but I think the more they test that goal, the more they'll find they have to go in at some point.
You were at the Scottish Conference Cup final between Napier and Aberdeen. What did Napier do in that match that maybe aren't managing to get the opportunity? And that, to be fair, that could just be down to the quality of Stirling. But what did you see in that game that you would like to see today now?
I think Aberdeen were probably favourites in that game, considering they've won the league, but they took the game to Aberdeen, and they had character. I was saying that early in the first half, that if they sit back and relax a bit too much against, or not relax, but kind of invite pressure, they might crumble, because the pressure and the quality from Stirling will end up resulting in goals. But I think they need to take the game to them, and they kind of found that later on in the first half, where they're finding just their identity, and as long as they can do that, I think they have got a chance of potentially scaring a goal into Stirling, getting the game level, going towards 90 minutes. So, well, I think that's probably what they have to do.
We know they've definitely got it in them. If you look at the semi-final against Heriot-Watt, earlier rounds against Strathclyde, I think on paper that's probably the second and third best teams in the country, the Tier 1 winners, and of course Heriot-Watt being a Bucks Premier North side as well. There's certainly no reason as to why they can't give Stirling a scare in the second half.
No, absolutely not. Like they have been giant killers in this competition, and they've earned the title, earned the right to be here. So I do generally, thinking before the game, it's like it could have gone either way. If Napier do pounce first and get that goal, then it could have been a Napier cruise to 90 minutes and win the trophy. But I don't think they're out of it totally yet. They have got the ability within their squad. I think they just need to kind of like take a breath, figure out what's working, because they haven't been getting battered the whole half. They have had opportunities to go forward, but some like individual mistakes, maybe just not thinking through, right, that ball goes in, and they've been inviting pressure on. As we saw, interception in the middle of the park, it results in a corner. So they need to be kind of clinical with the pass and not necessarily chances, because they will come if they get everything right before that.
Stirling always seem to be in this final 4 years in a row now. Just how important is this competition to these players? Because there'll be some guys like Jake Service who's won it a couple of years ago. Perhaps some of the younger guys who maybe only came into the squad last season or this season haven't had their hands on that famous trophy just yet. Just what do you think this would mean to those players?
It's the ultimate competition in the men's footballing calendar. So, like with the likes of Jake Service and that, they know this competition's steeped in history, over 100 years worth of. So with the new freshers coming in, I'd like to think they're viewing this as like winning the Scottish Cup in men's football. It's got legacy, it's got prestige. It is the competition to go win, so there shouldn't be anything on their minds other than we need to get this job done. Stirling boys will be like, right, let's just see this through, let's get it done, and then it's theirs to add their name to the long list of winners. But Napier as well, they've not won it in some years, so it'd be nice to kind of see another name change in the variety of Heriot-Watt Stirling. But they'll know as well. I know they're a very motivated bunch of boys that'll come out and be like, right, let's get this done. So I'd like to see them come out fired up and add their names to the Queen's Park Shield list of winners.
Yeah, certainly. Looking forward to a big second half of action here at the Oriam, Scotland's National Football Performance Centre, where so far at half-time Stirling lead the University of... It's not... No, sorry. I was going to say the University... I was going to say Stirling lead the University of Stirling there. They absolutely don't. Sorry, Stirling Uni beating Edinburgh Napier by a goal to nil. Second half coming up next. Welcome back to our live coverage of the 2025 Queen's Park Shield final. Stirling Uni up by a goal to nil, leading Edinburgh Napier from the first period. That goal, of course, coming after 19 minutes. Finn Moffat, with the only goal of the game so far, his 27th of the season. No changes by the looks of it at half time. Both teams opting for the same 11. Saw them through the first 45, but a slight tactical switch in the sense where we were speaking about Harris Pratt at half time, Angus.
Yeah.
He's moved over to the left hand side. Wasn't getting much joy out of Lewis playing and Ewan Walker on the other side. What do you think the thinking is there?
I mean, yeah, he was just getting, not bullied, but he is bloody strong as well. But I think it's just needing to find that gap where Stirling have got kind of weaknesses in the armour, so just trying to move him across. But as I said, Geds will probably be well aware as to what they're kind of thinking on doing. It might be a case of the same of just trying to find that ball to Harris Pratt, so genuinely just smother him, don't give him an inch.
Here's Ness. Go out for a throw in on the far side for Stirling Uni, trying of course to win their second Queen's Park Shield in the last 4 years. Matched the record of Heriot-Watt in that same time. Last victory in this competition coming in 2023. Napier haven't lifted this famous trophy since 1997. In fact, only won it twice in their history, 95 and 97. That must have been a little golden generation as Moffat comes forward. Knocks it in for Voloshin, but Voloshin is knocked off of it by Yestin Harris. Captain looking for Spratt, but Stirling Uni started the brighter of the two in this second period, Angus.
Yeah, they have done. I did expect kind of Stirling to come out with control again, but I'm looking for that Napier kind of spark of brilliance, which I know they've got.
Here's Burns, another fantastic diagonal pass from Hodge, who's been a standout so far. Former pro at Hibernian, Stennismuir, East Stirling now at the University of Stirling. Will be 24 this year. Jack Hodge, one of the older boys on the pitch, just a second year student doing business and economics. 5 goals and 9 assists this season. I believe he's also involved in the Scotland setup. Here's Alex Jeans. Alex Jeans, formerly of Ayr United. Quite a number of boys have been in professional academies.
I know, I'm shaking my head just like...
Why are you shaking your head?
Because they're better than I was.
That's what you would expect it.
I know.
First team level at university as Malcolm comes forward on his left hand side for Thomas Vonk, and it's cleared off the line by Curry. Big opportunity for Stirling to extend their advantage, but Curry was on hand with the heroics at the back post, sent forward looking for Moffat again. Moffat gets away from Curry with the left foot over the top as Coach Geddes growls at that miss, Angus. A big opportunity to try and take the game away from Napier.
That's Stirling's 5th opportunity from the very close left hand side of goal. But that's resulting from Napier trying to build out and just getting caught. They had about 4 or 5 bodies going forward, leaving them kind of a bit exposed at the back. Goal scorer Finn Moffat won't.
Good header from Spratt. Now is Brodie Watt. Brodie Watt can try and get his body in front. He's done well to protect the ball.
Good fight from Brodie.
Headed forward by Curry. There's Spratt. Good marshalling from Hodge by the free kick, and Stirling can get some respite. It's Alex Sutherland in goal for Stirling this afternoon. 6 clean sheets this season. Third year sports psychology student. Rataj tries to get his head on it now. Perhaps Cairns had a chance to create something from that. Sam Curry smashes it clear as Jeans can get his head on it. Liam Cairns knocks it back into the middle of the park, but Voloshin's going to take that for Stirling. Whoa. Some afters there.
I think he's gotten away with one there.
I missed it. Angus, you had a chance to look. What happened there?
I mean, kind of just like maybe a bit kind of puffing the chest out, standing over the man, getting up, but I did think he maybe nicked him with his knee into his face.
There's Malcolm for Stirling. Thomas Vonk on the edge of the box, tries to get the volley away. Good defending from Sankey. Spratt just tries to knock it down the line for Watt. Is unlucky there. Here's Alex Jeans. And the throw in Thomas Vonk. Dutchman is Thomas Vonk, Angus. He's one of the international players. I believe he's also involved with the Scotland setup you've been watching fairly recently as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he was playing on Monday. He had a good performance, and it was a tough game against that Irish side, and he had a lot of running to do on a very, very big pitch again, but was one of the standout players. And I would be expecting probably after his performance on Monday. I was kind of surprised to see him starting, but as we've seen with Isa and Ben on the bench for Stirling as well.
Jeans for Hodge. Hodge, great pass for Moffat. Come back for Jeans on the edge of the area. Burns for Jeans. Oh, cleared by Lockhart. First chance we've got to see the defensive prowess of the self-proclaimed ginger giant.
He's dealt with it well. You can hear the screams from Chris Geddes on the bench here. Just the hesitation from Stirling. That they could just drive straight in, put a lot of pressure on Napier, but they allow.
Jeans plays it across. That was go straight in the head of Malcolm there. Really good defending. It's not clear. Napier getting deeper and deeper here. I guess you think they're perhaps tiring a little in the second period.
Maybe I would say maybe in another 10-15 minutes, with about however many 50 odd minutes played, like they shouldn't be too tired. But again, they have been kind of camped in their own third for the vast majority of
the ball, haven't they? Yeah.
Yes. They don't want to. They need to take the game to Stirling and prevent balls going forward, just catching them out and then leaving 4 defenders back to deal with whoever's attacking, because they will be tired come the end of the latter half of the second half. So just hoping the bench have got a lot of running in them as well.
Napier will take a throw on the far side to be taken by Louis Holmes. Louis Holmes, alma mater of my institution, Strathclyde. I actually received a text at half time from his brother Henry, who I know from my time at university. So a big shout out to my old pal Henry Holmes, who's joining us from London, Angus. We've gone international, I suppose.
Good stuff. Scottish student football is
Henry
massive.
Henry was some player.
Was he?
Wow, if he was still playing now, he certainly would be involved in your Scotland setup. Top player, striker, bagged 40 in one season for us.
That's close to Pele numbers, that.
39 of them were in training. Alex Jeans, seen a bit more of the ball in this second half. He's trying to pick out the forward run of Ben Voloshin from midfield. It's just going to carry with the wind and out of play. 55 minutes played, just 10 into this second half. If you're just joining us, Stirling leading by a goal to nil, as you can see from the score graphic. It's Finn Muffet, his 27th of the season. Winner there. Been a bit stop-start this second period. Napier just trying to weather the storm.
I think the stop-start will suit Napier. They do quite like. You've seen it. They've been giant killers in this competition. They'll take the bigger teams down to their own playing standard and take them out at their own tempo. Want to make them play against the,
I've just spotted your old pal that you were telling me about at half-time up on the hill. Who's here watching, Angus?
We've got BJ Koya, Heriot-Watt's head coach, obviously coming along to see.
Does he not fancy taking a normal seat? No, he's just.
Nah, he likes a view from afar.
Of course, he got his hands on the trophy last year. BJ, he's been a fantastic servant to Heriot-Watt, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's assisted Chris Geddes in the national squad programme as well for the men's football, and
there he's there. I believe you should hopefully be able to see BJ Koya just behind the trees there at the Oriam, watching on as last year's beaten finalists take on the side that knocked his team out in the semis.
He's a coach that knows what this competition means. He was formerly Heriot-Watt as well. I don't know how many times he won the Queen's Park Shield when he was at university, but he's won it plenty of times as a coach as well. And he knows that this is the competition to be winning in Scottish student football.
Here's Jack Hodge. Hodge clips onto the back post. That's headed clear by Holmes.
Done, Brody.
Hodge just faces up Spratt. Looks for that clipped ball in behind for Malcolm. It's going to run too far and into the thankful arms of Harris Miller, and Heriot-Watt goal. Still no changes for either side. Here's Yeston Harris, plays a lovely little 1-2 with William Cairns. Better football this from Napier. Holmes goes back inside, great turn from Ness. Is unlucky there as he's dispossessed by Burns as he flies in. Little high with the challenge here. Taking a chance there, isn't he, Angus? I know.
And Napier looking a little bit more comfortable when they've got the ball in possession and just carrying it.
Here's Vonk trying to take Matthew Sankey a run as Vonk goes round the outside of Sankey. Great run from Thomas Vonk. Inside for Moffat. Moffat looking for his second of the game. Good defending. That'll be corner kick. It'll be Ewan Walker. Do you know, I'm actually going to call out Ewan Walker here. He's had a great performance, but he's the only player playing out of everyone involved today that didn't fill in the commentary survey beforehand. So
nothing good to say about him.
No, I'm not going to. Oh, he's putting a brilliant delivery there. It's a great cross. You know, I found myself complimenting him a little too much in the opening 5-10 minutes, and I thought, do you know what?
Yeah, dial it back.
Yeah, there are 32 players involved here, and he's the only one who didn't bother to fill in the form. So, not having that. All we can tell you is he plays left back. We don't know anything else about you, and I'm afraid. Malcolm heads forward for Vonk. Now a rare chance for Napier to try and counter with Finlay Ness.
That's the right call. Get a lot of bodies up with that.
Nice work from Louis Holmes. Holmes just steps inside, plays a nice little rounded pass for Watt, but it's clear and then headed out by Rataj.
Stay up top, if Ruby drops, you stay up top. You aware, Cuzzer? Left shoulder.
Strong defending from
Firm left shoulder.
Holmes, pushing the back, and Napier will have the free kick. Stirling started really strong in this second half, but you'd think that Napier will be happy with the way they've responded in the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, they're doing well to kind of weather the onslaught from Stirling, but they need to make sure that they can grow themselves into this game, because otherwise they'll slowly start running out of time with a 1-0 game to chase.
I can't believe it's taken me this long to mention this, Angus, but I was just thinking back to last year's final, and there was a very special goal scored by a very special man in Barney Stewart at Heriot-Watt, who's gone on to do some quite fantastic things with his football career since then. I know you've been following his career closely. Can you tell us what Barney Stewart has gone on to do since scoring that goal last year?
I mean, it was an absolute peach of a goal he scored, but yeah, he's, after finishing the season with Heriot-Watt, signing a contract with Falkirk, an absolute massive step up and a great win for himself and the Scottish Student Football Programme, showcasing the absolute quality that's in it. Like, not only has he moved out from the footballing programme within the university setups, but joining a team like Falkirk, who are having a very good season.
Yeah, because we've seen like a number of players at Heriot-Watt, Stirling, other institutions going and play in the leagues, but this is the first one I can think for, certainly for a while, of moving like directly into full-time football. I can't think of another example of going straight into a full-time environment like that, can you?
Yeah, I mean, another one to think about, Anton Dow's a handful of seasons ago. He's had his spells with the likes of East Fife, Ayr.
Did he go straight to full-time from uni?
I can't remember.
I know he's certainly having a great season just now with United, yeah.
But I think he's out injured as well, which is unfortunate. But I mean, yeah, as you said, Stirling, Heriot-Watt, Aidan Quinn, Craig Smith, Ali Shrive, boys at Montrose, Craig and Ali out on loan to Berwick Rangers. But
some boys from last year's Stirling team, Cammy McKinley at Stirling Albion, Ben McIver Red was at Montrose as well. James Berry, the captain from the season before that, Stennismuir. Quite a lot of boys that have gone and done really, really well for themselves. So
it's good to see that. But Barney's had a fantastic, just even his story within his first chapter at Falkirk's been class, and getting his goal, his first goal, what was that, like a month, 2 months ago, and then he scored on the weekend as well.
Against Airdrie, and then scored at the weekend too.
I managed to catch up with him at the quarter-final for Heriot-Watt in St Andrews, and I was just asking him, like, just as a fan of football, I was like, how does it feel to be scoring your first goal, especially for Falkirk? And he was like, well, it was great, finally, it's such a relief. Said his mum sent him a very nice message after the game to just congratulating him. His dad sent a message saying, about time.
I think Barney speaks for all of us, and speaks for every young footballer, and the dynamics between that relationship between father and son and mother and son. There's got to be good cop, bad cop in every
100%.
health.
Keep them grounded so they don't fly off.
Absolutely. But no, he's doing ever so well. It's Barney Stewart.
He might have been along today, but unfortunately it was his birthday this week, so shout out to Barney Stewart. Happy
21
birthday.
now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Getting on a bit.
I know.
No, brilliant player. I've had the chance to watch him a few times for Falkirk now. Obviously, played against him when I was at university. And, you can immediately see the quality, but you're never quite sure when you're playing at university level, if boys can make the step up, because you've nothing really to base that off, because you've never played in that environment before.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's taken to it immediately. The Falkirk fans love him. He's playing ever so well, regularly getting minutes, which I didn't expect, to be honest. I thought, like, when a player makes that move, especially how many divisions is it? It's 5 or 6 tiers. He's
jumped up, yeah.
From East of Scotland first to the Championship. It's quite incredible, and he's doing so well and deserves everything that's coming his way. And it's looking like, fingers crossed, next season he's going to be a top flight footballer.
Playing against the big boys like Aberdeen. But it's good to see.
How would you feel if Barney scored against Aberdeen?
Terrible. Terrible.
He wouldn't even
as long as it's on the end of like a 3-1, he's got a consolation goal for Falkirk or something like that. But nah, you're right in saying that the Falkirk fans have not fallen in love with him yet because it's still early days, but are big fans, and he is an impact sub. It's good to see he's like joining a team like that. You could be easy stuck in the limbo of being on the bench as a squad player, rotation or whatever, but he is very much a key member of that.
He's played his part, hasn't he? Like,
yeah.
You know, this is going to go down in history this season. If promoted, when they get promoted, it's a case of when now. It's going to go down in history, and he's going to be one of those players who helped Falkirk get back to the top flight for the first time in 15 years. So
yeah, he's earned his keep to be a key player. He's done very well at the student level, but he's also he's immediately hit the ground running, which is fantastic to see.
And he's still studying here too.
Yeah, I know. It's good to see.
Let's see if the next Barney Stewart could be among us today. A number of talented young players, guys in their first and second years of university, could see them again in this competition. I think it's Sam Curry standing over this deep free kick for Napier. He had one that caused some problems towards the end of that first half, but it's Liam Cairns, front post for Louis Holmes, it's off the crossbar, and it come back for Harris Spratt. Jeez, oh, big chance for Napier, the best chance of the match so far. Finlay Ness trying to work an opening for a cross, still Ness, back to Yeston Harris. Spratt plays it off, Malcolm. Big opportunity.
Huge chance. This is where Napier, we want to keep the pressure on, keep that foot pressed down on the throttle and try squeeze a goal in.
Midway through that second period, off the crossbar, they might not get another chance like that. Here's Ness, on the edge of the area, comes back.
Ginger Giant.
He's almost safe! The Ginger Giant indeed, Angus, almost drawing Napier level. Lucas Lockhart. But what about a save?
Good
not
save.
Not just to get the hand on it, but to keep it in his grasp as well. Fantastic goalkeeping from Alex Sutherland.
It's been a good bit of play from Napier here. The Ginger Giant, that would have been great for him to get a goal to level this game. But I think Napier is smelling there's a little bit of blood in the water here.
I know it's been a really good passage of play, but do you fear for Napier, who haven't had much in the way of goal-mouth action really in this match? Do you fear that they could have spurned their best chances of the match? Thomas Vonk a little bit late on the goalkeeper there. Harris Miller going down under the challenge of Vonk, who I think in fairness to him was just a little late.
He's just late there, I think. They've both got every right to go for the ball. Keeper's obviously going to get there first. And
there's a sub being readied here. Napier making the first change. In fact, 3 changes for Stirling as well. We're going to see the introduction of Jackson Dobie for Napier.
Here come the bomb squad for Stirling.
Yeah, Sam Martin, Ben Heel, and Isa Aslanoglu. So let's bring you this first change then. Jackson Dobie being readied. Plays as a right winger. Yeston Harris is the man withdrawn. But it looks as though Finlay Ness will move into midfield and Jackson Dobie will move over to the right hand side. 3 changes for Stirling 2, with Malcolm, Blaine and Voloshin all making way for Aslanoglu, Heel and Martin. So I think Aslanoglu will just replace Blaine in central defence, Heel, Voloshin in midfield, and Sam Martin will take his place on the left hand side, replacing Malcolm. I think that's just Chris Geddes trying to freshen things up, Angus.
Yeah, I mean, two of the boys that were playing that on Monday have just gone on, so give them the rest from that. But they are
You called them the bomb squad.
yeah, I mean,
Expecting some explosive action from these three players.
I mean, when you put on three players like that,
There's a chance for Burns. Burns goes from distance. Burns, what a
what a
finish!
strike!
Jay Burns may just have won the Queen's Park Shield for Stirling Uni. 20 minutes to play, doubles their advantage with an absolute rocket, Angus.
That's a great angle that we've had to watch that go in. He's found his space, and as I was saying, Geds was shouting at them in the first half, take the shot. And you find yourself in that space, all you need to do is just make it difficult for the keeper, get it on target, and you almost could have taken all day with the amount of time that he had.
His eyes lit up just as the ball was slid across him, you could see it.
That's a fantastic strike.
We've got behind it as well. It's just goalkeeper's never saving that.
We've been in good positions for this season and last season's
We
final.
have indeed, yeah, we have indeed.
I think this is where frustrations might set in for Napier.
Some strike, very, very clean strike. I've just heard a sarcastic shout from the Stirling bench congratulating Jay Burns on a miss hit. Not quite sure that's...
That was absolutely not a miss hit. I don't think he could have hit that ball any better.
Lovely strike from Burns. And I've been impressed with him today, actually. He's one of the younger players. He's a fresher, first year sports science student. That's his 10th goal of the season. He's recorded 5 assists as well, and now an opportunity for substitute Sam Martin. It just slides it wide of the goal. Jay Burns, ex-Queen of the South, to add another to the list of guys involved in professional setups in their prior years.
Make sure Lucas doesn't get outnumbered. Make sure Lucas doesn't get outnumbered.
Oh, that's a
Dodgy call.
yeah, a huge,
Dodgy call.
hugely dodgy call.
Headed on by Spratt. Lockhart's touch lets him get down, and now Hodge can take possession again. Isa Aslanoglu, who's just joined as another one of the international players that we've got. I mean that in a couple of ways. He plays with the Scotland Students Select squad. He's also an international student. German is Isa.
He had a good game on Monday. A lot of running for him to do. Playing right back. But yeah, very well dealt with. He came off and he looked absolutely shattered, so I'm not surprised he was getting a little bit of rest for today.
Yeah, Isa in his 4th year now, studying sports business management. He's born in Stuttgart, Germany. Spent a bit of time playing in the UAE before coming to university. I believe he's also eligible to represent Turkey at international level. Good defending from Harris Spratt. Jay Burns can win the throw.
I'm struggling to see how Napier can build himself back into this game after the changes that Stirling made and getting a goal so quickly after that. And it's probably came at the worst time for them to concede, especially when Napier's had their best chance of the game.
I was just going to say that, yeah, they have 2 really good opportunities to hit the crossbar. Then Alex Sutherland produces an amazing save to deny Lucas Lockhart. That must just be a real sickener for the Napier boys, and you'd be surprised if they were able to regroup and get something from here.
The wind's kind of just been cut from the sails with that one. They've got lucky with that when regaining possession.
There's Ness for Spratt, but his pass down the line just lets him down. Here's Azanoglu, back to Sutherland. Headed by Sankey. Now here's Spratt. Spratt looking to try and engage Alex Jeans. Going to take it. Run down the line is taken out by Alex Jeans. Strong challenge. You heard the clatter on the shin pads there. I think we're going to get our first booking of the afternoon here too.
Yeah, Harris has done well. Just kind of evaluating his options there and just seeing that the run has to be done down the line, and managed to get the ball past him. But being the size that he is, I think he'll be all right.
Cynical foul that, isn't
it? It was, yeah.
Straight off the shins.
I think Stirling will just look to kill any momentum that
He's
Napier
not taking
tries.
chances there. Like, you know, Alex Jeans, he played in this final last year. He knows he's an experienced player.
Yeah.
He knows exactly what he's doing there. Just not giving Napier any chances. Professional foul. Cairns and Curry over the free kick again. Sent in by Cairns. It's headed clear by Vonk over the top, and it'll go out for an Edinburgh Napier University corner. Sam Curry over the corner. I feel Napier have to try and get something from these opportunities if they get back into it. As Holmes over the top.
That's a difficult ball for him to get under control and try to get a shot on target. Just the first touch is bouncing a little bit too high for him.
Yep.
But I think Napier have been good with their corners and set pieces. I think that's where they need to utilise them a bit more and not finding Harris Spratt, the tallest man in the world. Like, just find that head of his.
Oh, lovely touch from Cairns.
Napier seem to have found themselves a bit more in the midfield this half. Balls used to be running through and Stirling just collecting no problem, but there's an equal contest for the second half.
Liam Cairns will stand over the free kick. Looking for the head of Harris Spratt, who flicks it on for Holmes.
Oh, what a save.
Another good save again from Alex Sutherland.
Third time's a charm for Holmes. I think the next ball for him has to go in. Get Napier back into this game.
His brother Henry would have scored that.
Would he have?
Yes, top corner, no doubt.
He's going to hate to rewatch this and listen to that.
Henry won't.
No.
Here's Cairns. Oh, good save again from Sutherland. Just punches it clear at the front post. Cairns still has possession. He's going to go out for another corner. Ooh.
I think from our view that was a corner, was it?
Dodgy.
Yeah.
Dodgy.
Who's assigning these referees? Honest man.
Oh, Harris Spratt.
I retract my comments.
Yeah, certainly looked like a corner from this angle, but Harris Spratt says that it's not, so very honest man.
A rare species, an honest footballer. Good shout from Holmes.
Louis Holmes. No, I think Louis Holmes now must be 26 maybe. Do you think he could be the oldest player to ever play in the...
Oh, that's a good question. I've played with some.
Probably not, actually. Probably not.
The amount of postgraduate students you get,
Yeah.
some. If you're suggesting 26 is old, that's a bad sign for me. Like,
I was just thinking of the standard 4-year cycle, but realised that's not correct. We'll have our final two substitutes making their way onto the pitch. Number 12, Sebastian Casar Torrigiani, and Nathan Palin, replacing Thomas Vonk, and our goal scorer, Finn Moffat. What have you made of the contributions of Moffat and Vonk this afternoon, Angus?
they've been very good. What you would expect from a attacking duo for Stirling. Moffat's had a very good first half. Been unfortunate not to have more than just one to his name. Vonk the same as well. He's been a bit more forward with his chances, taking more shots from distance. But you know, they've had a good performance and shouldn't come off the pitch feeling that they've not done their bit.
So, if it's looking as though Stirling are going to take home the trophy, we'll come back to that in a second. What a run from Cairns! He goes to the toe poke, just wide. Sorry, as I was saying, change being made here. Matty Meehan is coming on to the pitch. Number 20 has just given us a wave. I must say, Matty Meehan's survey responses were interesting to say the least, particularly when we asked for his favourite position. I'll go no further.
Oh, Chizo.
Meehan, whose favourite position is indeed striker. Tactical change, they're going two up front here by the looks of it.
Jake, don't get done on the one over. Watch, one back. Nathan, get close by Jack.
Is it Louis Holmes that's come off on the far side? Going to back three.
It looks like he's across on the far side.
Yep. So we're just speaking about Finn Moffat, who's come off, got that opening goal. Angus, if Stirling go on and win this, which it looks as though they will, he will of course become national champion here. He's been national champion before at under 14 level back in Northern Ireland at another sport. Can you guess which sport?
I feel like going Gaelic or hurling or something like that's a bit too on the nose.
No, it's an individual sport.
Individual. Not gymnastics.
Not gymnastics, no.
I'll go squash as my guess.
Squash. It's tennis. So you
Not far
went far off with squash. It's under 14 national champion in tennis. Quite impressive.
Fair play.
Clearly a talented footballer too. Man of many talents as we approach our final 6.5 minutes here at the Oriam. Stirling Uni still leading by 2-0. Here's substitute Sebastian Casar Torrigiani. He's fouled on the edge of the area. Oh, this has got to be one for a lefty, surely, Angus.
I know.
A shooting opportunity. You'd think surely get Ewan Walker's left foot over this and go for goal.
Especially when you've got the likes of Harris and the Ginger Giant defending against one of these. If it's going to be a bit of a looping cross, or is it going to come out to the edge?
Who knows? Hodge could still go for goal himself. But it is Jack Hodge over it.
On the edge.
Hodge goes for the edge and the shot. It's powerful. Headed clear. Come back for Hodge. Lovely technique on the cross. Back for Torrigiani. Stirling can't make anything of it. Napier smashed the ball clear. Here's Sam Martin. Good feet from Martin. That goes with the nutmeg. Brilliant work from Martin. Trying to get a shooting opportunity. Can't make the angle.
Just a bridge too far from there.
Look forward, look forward. Back in.
Exactly 5 minutes left of regulation time. Napier running out of time here. I think Cairns has been really good in the second half for Napier.
Yeah.
Ball carrying, fantastic.
And they've had a bit more presence to them this half, but as you can see with Stirling, they're just going to look to kill every ounce of momentum that Napier's trying to generate. Just put this ball dead, but then on the flip side of that, Napier have been pretty good with their set pieces, and they just need to find that one little drop. And if they get one, do they get two?
It's Curry over the free kick. Little shot on the delivery. Come back to Cairns. Cairns is dispossessed, but Sankey's going to pick that one up, no problem. And now it's an opportunity for Stirling. Sam Martin is all alone here. He has Jay Burns to his left hand side if he can find the pass, but he goes for goal. Selfish from Martin. You know, I don't like being too harsh on players, Angus, but he's got to pass that.
He's either got to get it completely on target first, like at least a bare minimum.
He had the old sweaty goal option
100%.
on the left hand side there. Jay Burns.
Don't want to see that in the game too. With
Jay Burns will be fuming. That was his chance for his second goal there. He had a tap in.
Shake. Come on now. Defend it.
Alex Jeans to look for Nathan Talon. Talon gets his chest on it, but can't control. Here's Hodge.
They're not going to be in any hurry to play one of these balls.
Good work again from Jack Hodge. Knocks it inside for Jeans. Good defending. Good work from Lockhart.
Got a chance to get.
Here's Harris Spratt. Spratt trying to run Walker. Finds Meakin. Meakin for Spratt. It's picked out. Ness at the far post. Knocks it across.
And it's
no
a
one in
perfect
there.
ball.
No takers. Finlay Ness with a lovely cushioned volley. It's just asking for someone on the end of it.
That's such a well worked bit of play from Napier. Finding the space back post, and where's Brodie Watt when you need him, you know?
Distance, Alex. Feet out. Get onside. Back in, Seb. Too high, Seb.
Lockhart pushes it forward, searching for the run of Spratt.
He's been running all day.
Here's Ness. Left-footed effort. It's going to drop to the back post for Cairns.
What
a finish!
What a goal!
On the half volley! Liam Cairns has Napier back in it. 90 seconds left of regulation times. Stirling University 2, Edinburgh Napier 1. Angus, can they get back in it? Oh, they are back in it, so can they draw level?
I was saying if they get one, can they get two? I think they can. Send this to extra time. More football.
Oh, Liam Cairns.
What a strike.
What a strike. Now, we were speaking about Jay Burns and his amazing clean strike for 2-1. But now Jay Burns is in again. And now, all of a sudden, Angus, these last few moments become a little bit nervy for Stirling when, if you think back to that chance, could have made it 3-0 where Sam Martin was one-on-one with the goalkeeper. In fact, not one-on-one, he was 2v1. But couldn't make anything of it. They may live to regret that. Into the final minute of regulation time now.
Go on, give us a bit of drama coming to the end of this game. I didn't want to see Napier going home empty-handed without leaving their mark on Stirling, and that's a great goal to get themselves onto the score sheet.
Here's Cairns, tops it on for Ness. Ness plays back for Cairns. Was it out to this?
Get there.
Near side for Sam Curry. He's going to get there. Curry for Sankey. Sankey just steps in. Good work from Sankey and Ness.
So many of them at the back stick.
I know, they're queuing up there, aren't they? Curry's just going to knock it forward. Good defending by Service. Talon gets it down and knocks it clear. We've now played 90 minutes. We're now into injury time.
How many are we getting? Where's our board?
Fourth official has not...
Got a Scooby.
Fourth official hasn't told us how much longer we may play. Here's Martin. Martin back for Service.
Stirling looking a bit erratic at the moment.
I think Jack Hodge is going to receive a booking here for punching the ball away.
Josh. That's reassuring.
Lino in the fourth. Don't know how long's been added either, but here's Cairns is dispossessed by Burns. Now Burns can poke it forward.
Send it long.
But come on, Harris Splat trying to get a header onto it. And a free kick is awarded. Just what Stirling needed to settle this one down. We've played 91 and a half. We're not sure how long's been added in this one, but Stirling still leading by 2-1, looking to just try and see this out. Ball's hooked forward, looking for the run of Meakin. Aslan Oglu. Was it back for
Plenty of Napier boys
Sutherland?
back.
Just headed forward again by Cairns. Good work, here's Talon. Talon trying to turn, can't get a turn on it. As Ness will play forward for Cairns now. Can Napier get something? Aslan Oglu defends Watt well. Hooked forward by Heel. Napier really throwing everything forward now. Here's Spratt looking to try and take Walker a run down the line. Good work from Spratt. Goes down under the challenge. Linesman on the far side believes there is no foul on Spratt.
That's cynical.
I think he's just he's a little angry he didn't get the foul on himself in the first place, and I think that's just a bit of retaliation.
You can hear the frustrations from the Stirling bench shouting, "Get to the corner, just see this game out." I think they know that Napier can just
Made hard
sneak.
work of it
Yeah,
in the second half.
they have.
It will be Sutherland send it forward.
Ref still not got his whistle in his mouth
Sankey
yet, so.
Smashes it clear. We have played an additional 3.
Oh, come on, Napier. Frustrations are showing, I think, here now that they're chasing it.
Watch the corner. Just watch the corner. Leo, be ready. On there.
Oh, lovely run from Burns, but it's going to come all the way through to the goalkeeper. Aris Miller just sends it long, headed by Walker. You feel this really is Napier's last chance to send it forward. Watt can't get his head on it. Here's Ness. Sankey now.
Ref's looking at his watch. He's obviously still got time to play.
Here's Sam Curry. Lovely pass from Curry for Ness. Lee Ness goes up to that back post. And the referee blows his full-time whistle. Stirling Uni have done it again. Scotland's perennial top dogs of university football prove their worth once more, claiming their second Queen's Park Shield in 4 years. But they were made to work for it, especially in that second half. Stirling got the opening goal after 19 minutes. Finn Moffat rounding the goalkeeper to make it 1-0. Then extended their advantage in the second period. Lovely strike from Jay Burns, lasered one into the top corner. At that point you thought Stirling would have run away with it. They did have a big opportunity through substitute Sam Martin to make it 3, but it wasn't to be at that stage. Napier giving them a scare late on with a fantastic strike from Liam Cairns. They pushed and pushed, they huffed and puffed, but an equaliser was not forthcoming. And Stirling University are once again the champions. We are hoping to bring you some interviews shortly. We have more reaction to this over on the Scottish Student Sport social media channels. We should hopefully also be able to see the trophy lift. We'll also be bringing you live coverage of the women's final, which is kicking off at 3 o'clock. But we're all done in the men's final here in our first match of today. Stirling University are your champions as it has finished Stirling 2, Napier 1.
Going back 2 sets. I'm hearing something wrong from them. Oh, Joe, that is. It's that thing the point pump of that. I'm not getting just recording that.
This is me testing microphone, just checking streams pick.
Yeah, we're live. We're good. Yeah. Right, I can't see it. Right. Cool. Next one, right. In the meantime, just keep filming them doing their salvations and that. Cheers. But right.
Gentlemen, congratulations, Queen's Park Shield final winners. Jay, I'll start with yourself. Where else to begin than with that goal? What's going through your head when the ball's coming across? Because that was such an important moment in the game.
Well, my first touch was rubbish, so I tried to take it forward, and then I just had to hit it. I had no other option going forward. So, yeah, I've scored a few goals this season compared to last, so I had a bit of confidence going into it.
we heard a shout from the bench saying that it was a good miss hit. Is that a fair way of describing it? No.
That's the best I've ever hit a ball. I think. Good goal. So just take that. They were sitting on the bench. So.
Yeah, Jake, you've now won this. Is it your second time you've won this competition? Now you've now won it as captain. Does it get any old? Does it get older? Or is this just as special as the first time?
Nah, it's just as good. To win any trophy is it's brilliant, especially for the team. A lot of new boys this season, so it took a wee bit of getting used to each other. But to win this just kind of tops off this good season for us.
I was going to say it's been, as every year is in university football, a big turnover in players. I remember the final last year. There's not many boys playing this year that played last year. Just how impressed have you been with the new boys who have stepped in and really stepped up?
They've done really well, to be fair. A lot of the boys came up from the 20s, so it's quite a big jump. I done it my second year as well, so I know they kind of jump. But we've all gelled really well and they've impressed, so they'll just go on to do better next season and the season after.
Is this your final year at university now?
Yeah, last few games, so 2 more games to go. That's me.
I heard Chris saying at the end that this might be the last trophy you ever win. Is that not a little bit harsh?
Definitely. That's what he says to all the boys when they leave uni. I think he's wanting us to stay, but need to move on at some point.
Jay, I'll leave you with the final word. Can you just try and put into words for us just how special a day this is for you and you guys when you look at how old this competition is, over 100 years of history, and now you have your hands on it. What's that like for you?
Well, it's a trophy, so not many boys will win more trophies after this to move on, like the gaffer said. So especially a trophy like this, where it's got a bit of history about it. I've not won it in a few years, so it's good to win something.
Thank you so much for your time, boys. Well done. Thank you. Cheers.